Welcome back to the channel. I'm back. Oh boy, I got some breaking news. CNN satellites from outer space. Big shout out to all the people that's tuned in. Big salute and big thanks to all my folk in America, all my folk in Europe, Africa, Asia, everywhere that's rocking with the bait. I got breaking news coming here from this American soul. You know, coming here from this American soul. And I want to send a shout out to the brothers and sisters that's down in the chat. Brothers and sisters that's watching this video from afar. Hey, listen, it's a reason I get my news from CNN satellites from outer space, and I don't depend on a lot of y'all brothers and sisters to be passing me this news, because you pass what you want to pass. You see, pass what you want to pass. But I got that CNN satellites from outer space today. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You make the news, you make the news. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I ain't here to look out for you. I'm here to give the news. Simple as that. You know, because at the end of the day, when y'all hear these articles and you see what's what and hear what's what, you know, when it comes to this dog game, man, listen here. If you ain't understand and you ain't realize by now, you can't do that thing like you think you can. Hey, you'll wake up 3 or 4 years later in a cell and realize that shit. You know, you'll wake up in a cell, man. Hey, and like I said, man, it's always a cause and effect for everything that happens. You see this news article I'm about to give y'all, brothers? It's a whole lot of stuff that's rolling and going on after this stuff had went down. You see, I'm gonna give you all of it, but I gotta start from the beginning. Gotta start from the beginning. Big salute to all my dog lovers that's taking care of their dogs, doing the right things with their dogs across this country. I don't care if they call me a tree hugger. I don't care what they call me. I'm living life legal, doing what the law say do, and you can kiss my black ass. Simple as that. You don't like it? Like I always say, do something about it. You know? Big salute to my man Show Enough down there in the chat. Big salute to City Boy Kendall, Marcel, Mr. 216, Mr. Big Logic, John Dembry, you know, all them brothers. Salute to the brother that was in the chat before the video even started yesterday. Man, I don't know how to pronounce that thing right now. I can see it, but I can't pronounce it. I don't feel less than a man. I can't pronounce it right now. You know what I'm saying? I had to look at it and sound that thing out, you know. But big salute to you. You know who I'm talking about, homeboy. You know. But I'm giving y'all that dog news today from South Carolina. Oh man, 20-something dog seeds. Yeah, we talking about. Listen to the article. You know, I don't want to be the one to say it. I want you to hear it from the news people. Feeding the dogs. One brother said he was paid to feed the dogs every 2 or 3 days. You see, before we even get to this dog fighting, busting, this raid and all this stuff, let's just take that one thing that they said right there. Feeding the dog every 2 or 3 days. And you think you're gonna compete against somebody like me in a treadmill, in a wall climb. See, you ain't competing against nobody like me, period, because you involved with something else. But to the brothers that's involved with the right stuff, you know, you have brothers who don't get in trouble, but decide after their feeding program every 2 or 3 days, man, you're not competing against me on nothing in every 2 or 3 days. My dog gonna be stronger, powerful, faster, smarter, thinking, more logical, everything than your dog. You know, and like I said, we don't live on that other side of the fence. Like I told you, you get caught on the other side of the fence, that's your ass. You made the news. Sumter County, South Carolina, you made the damn news today. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You see, all them dogs in the woods, them folks say they found, you know. And then, you know, it's other stuff that's going on in South Carolina as well. But I can't get the news on it. So until I get the news on it, I can't speak on it because I don't know what's what. I'm not involved with that stuff. I just listen to rumors and get the news. You know, like I said, man, I got to send a big shout out to all my brothers that's doing what they got to do with these dogs. Yeah, see, they had two buses. And when I say two, I don't mean they hit two places. I mean two different cities. I know for a fact in South Carolina, that's close by cities in the past week. Two cities they hit. Folk only talking about one. You see, he trying to keep that quiet. He's trying to keep that quiet. And the thing about it, you ain't even know about this. That's why, like I said, I rely on them CNN satellites from outer space. You know, because when your brother start acting funny, I got someone that's going to send me that real news. You know, it just is what it is, man. Like I told brothers, I don't know if you think I'm talking. I don't know if you think I'm just running my mouth. Listen, man. That game you trying to play in, that ain't the game. Wait till y'all listen to these articles. I got 2 articles to play for y'all to make sure we don't miss not one thing. These folks say they put a camera on the road and watch these boys go to the dog fighting spot over and over and over and over again. Over 10 times they went to the dog fighting spot. You're going to hear it on the news. Got it on camera. You know? Hey, they got, like I said, 2 brothers that's locked up. Or 2 guys, rather. You know? Because folk get that brother talk, get it mixed up, and think you mean like your friend or you affiliate. You know, certain places you go at, that's a way that people speak. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, they arrested 2 guys, 20-some dogs, and then they got another bust that just happened yesterday, rather. You know, the one that happened in Sumter County happened 5 days ago. Then another one happened, you know, around that Dillon County area. Now that happened today, but it ain't no news on that. I'm only hearing that in rumors. You know, I wasn't there, I didn't see it, so, you know, I can't really report on it. I can just tell you what I heard. But what it looks like to me is them folks saying they don't play. I told you before. You know, I tell brothers all the time. It's 2 sides of that fence. It's this side and it's that side. You can choose which one you want to get on. But when them folk come to that side of that fence, you know, ain't no use to lying. Ain't no use to trying to make up this or make up that. Ain't no use to trying to talk all soft and act all like a bitch. Ain't no use to do all that. You made bad moves already. A lot of people don't want to hear it. And a lot of people knew I was going to put this on the news, and they try to hide certain things, But like I said, man, you know, brothers trying to hide one thing from me and you don't even know about the other thing. Brothers trying to hide one situation, trying to keep it on the under. And I ain't even talking about none of that mall kind of stuff. South Carolina, I'm talking about. Trying to keep something under the under. You know, because you know I'm the first one to tell when it comes to some dog news. Why wouldn't you tell Pelican Bay? Number one person you tell Pelican Bay if I'm doing dog news. You're trying to keep it on the under. But see, PBK knows something that you don't know. The same way folk ain't want to call me and give me the reports so I can, you know, do my show to get this news because these brothers and sisters want this dog news. Same way folk ain't want to tell me about that. You know, I let you find out about this something shit from the news. You know what I'm saying? Whether it come out today, tomorrow, the next day. Let you find out this from the news. At the end of the day, all I'm going to say to any dog man across this country, across this world, you know, everybody out for themselves. Handle what you got to handle for your life. You know, you the only one going to have to live your life however it fall. You know, and like I always say, Think for yourself. Don't let nobody else think for you. A lot of these brothers, they start acting funny when they start getting scared. Don't get scared now. Hey, I tell brothers and sisters all the time. You see, I tell brothers and sisters this shit all the time. Or you want to hide it from me, but you want to take them 30 and 40 brothers and sisters to your damn show, and that's why you're at where you're at now. And I ain't saying, when I say that, I ain't talking to no particular brother. I'm talking to anybody who fucking up and doing the wrong in general. You know? Yeah. We about to get into it, man. Y'all hit that like button up and remember where y'all get that breaking news from. You know, remember where y'all get that breaking news from. PBK9s, I'm going to be the only one give it to you. Raw and uncut, fair and unbiased. Some brothers, they just can't give it to you because they don't know what to look at. And it ain't that you looking in the wrong places. You don't got CNN satellites out of space. When them satellites chime in, hit that fax machine, you can best believe it's exclusive. Let's get into this first article, man. I done talked y'all enough. We're going to get into this first article, and we're going to talk about this some more. Since you want to keep it on the low, we're going to talk about this some more.
Nearly 30 dogs found chained and scarred in South Carolina woods. 2 men now face charges. The dogs, many with wounds, scars, and no food or water, were discovered near Goodson Road in Sumter County. 2 Sumter County men were charged with several crimes on Thursday after nearly 30 dogs were found chained up in the woods, many with injuries and scars, a month earlier. The South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, SLED, said an investigation involving the Sumter Police Department and Sumter County Sheriff's Office led to a camera being placed on a nearby Goodson Road property on February 21. That camera showed the suspects, 35-year-old Justin Jermaine Rhodes and 38-year-old Fuquron Nelson, entering the property where Rhodes allegedly admitted to law enforcement that they were being paid to feed the dogs every 2 to 3 days. Multiple warrants described the conditions of the animals, including some with scarring on the legs and face, and others with infected wounds. Authorities said the animals were also left with no food and water. On Thursday, the men were charged with 2 counts each of conspiracy and 4 counts each of ill treatment of animals. Both were booked into the Sumter County Detention Center. The Third Circuit Solicitor's Office is prosecuting their case.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I've been doing this news for a few years now. And the people bust Sumter several times in the past few years when it comes to dog fighting. One thing I noticed every single time they bust Sumter, or either they bust Columbia area, they bust Sumter. If they bust Sumter, they bust. Every single time they bust Sumter, it always leads to other states. Other cities rather, close by. It never fails. But like I tell brothers, I'm just giving the news. I don't give a damn what you do. Go out there and do whatever them folk want you to do so they can be chasing after you, running after you down the damn street. Go ahead and do all that type of stuff. I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I don't care what you do. And like I said, I'm going to do the news and I don't give a damn if you make it or not. At the end of the day, this ain't a job for folk with feeling. I tell anybody that. This ain't a job for folk with feeling. You know what I'm saying? This is a job to keep for feeling. Giving these brothers that breaking news. It's all good. It's all good to the wood out here with these dogs, man. Y'all will understand one day. You see, I can expect some of these 19-year-olds and some of these 20-year-olds, they maybe want to take a chance because they feel like they can go out there and give away 5 years of their life, 10 years of their life, and feel like they be all right. Man, let's say y'all brothers that's 40-some years old and older. Man, let's say y'all ain't want to sit down there and them folk talking about 5 years for each one of them charges. Dude, the bros and Sumter. You don't want to be sitting down there, and you sitting down there with 5 years for each one of them charges and take that shit to trial. I tell you like I tell everybody else. You in that situation now, dog. You know, you in that situation, you in that predicament. Like we always say, we don't wish bad on nobody. But what we do is we show the brothers and sisters across the country, across the world, how folk make mistakes. The mistake you don't want to make is to do the shit these brothers did. You see? When I tell you to use common sense, not black and white, you don't need black and white. All you got to use is common sense in certain things, certain situations. This is a situation. 5 days ago, something the dog fighting bus. Today, Dillon County dog fighting bus. You don't need black and white for a lot of stuff. Common sense is all you need. And see, what common sense will tell a lot of brothers, you know, no matter how much you love that game, listen to me, brothers. No matter how much you love that game, this ain't that one that you think it is. You see? I keep telling y'all, brothers, while you worrying about the dogs, that ain't what you got to worry about. You got to worry about everything this dog brother doing, that dog brother doing. You thought I was lying when I said you taking mob activities and you can conducting yourselves like you're at a fucking carnival. When you conduct yourselves like you're at a carnival, you get carnival results. And see, this don't always mean you got 30 people around your box. Like I told y'all brothers, and I told y'all folk before, and y'all people before. These brothers tell their girlfriends tell their girlfriends tell their homeboys' best friends. Now you got 1,000 people that know what nobody's supposed to know if your girlfriend went out there and told what you told her. This ain't the game you want it to be. I keep telling brothers, man, in my era, when we was doing that thing, it was about the dogs. And like I said, we left out, baby, I'm about to go roll out somewhere. I'm telling you right now, interview every last ex-girlfriend I had when I was in my 20s, when I was in my teens. Interview any ex-girlfriend I had. One thing they will tell you, I don't play about. Any ex-girlfriend. You know, you don't got to know what I'm doing in the streets, and you ain't got to know what I'm doing with these dogs. You know what I'm saying? You know I don't work. Yeah, I'm going in the streets, but as much as you know, you ain't going to know what I'm selling. You know, or how I'm doing it. Two mistakes brothers make in the game. You want to tell your girlfriend, your old ladies, every piece of dope, every piece of illegal shit you're doing, and then you want to tell your old ladies all the shit you're doing with these dogs. You can't take it. That's because the shoe fitting right now. That's what that's called. You know, if you can't take it and you getting mad and you getting all emotional right now, it's because that shoe is fitting. You know, dog, this ain't back in the days when I wasn't involved. This wasn't that kind of game then. Y'all made this shit into some funny dud ass shit along with the whole generation right now. Like I told you, it's feminine. Y'all made this whole dog game into a funny dud dog game. Like I was telling a brother not too long ago. I'm going to tell you what kind of dog game y'all made this into. Y'all made this into a dog game where the house man can make more money than the dog man, the brothers who bringing the dogs to the game. Where they do that at? But you want the fairy tale, you want fantasy talk. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want fantasy talk, and to the brother to say, oh, get my subscriber count up. Listen here, my brother. Let me explain something to you on that before we get back to these dogs. You know, I'm good, big dog. You can bet your bottom dollar. No matter how many subscribers Pelican Bay got, the whole dog community know about my channel. You know, tree huggers know about my channel. Whether they subscribe or not, you can bet your bottom dollar. Across this country, across this world, they know about PB K9s. So I'm going to leave that little comment you made right there. You know what I'm saying? Leave that comment right there. But what y'all brothers want, man? What y'all brothers want? You want this false fairy tale talk? Or can I keep talking and giving you a piece of my mind? You know, we want our old ladies to know every damn thing. You know, I seen brothers take the old lady around the whole time they hustling. Got the old lady with them. Whole time, selling this, selling that. Your old lady with you, old lady with you. Not only is you putting her at risk to go to jail, you're bringing her around hustling to get fucked. That's all you're doing, you know. Women don't need to be every place they man be and don't need to know everything they man do. At least that was from the era that I came from. And I understand what era I'm in now. I know how to adapt. You know, I know how to change, like I say, transition. And what that tells me, being smart, being educated, you know, man, get your shit together. Don't play around with these folk out here. You know, we can give them stories. But don't play no games. That's why when I say Triple J is a stupid motherfucker, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Let me explain something to you. Imagine me. He's no different than me. You know what I'm saying? He reached a lot of people across this country, across this world. Imagine me showing up around your box to see what you got going on. That's just a look, just to visualize myself. Imagine me showing up around your box. You know, hey, do you know how paranoid I will be? Not from the police, from the suckers that's around the box, from the suckers that's around this square or that square. Please, nobody think I'm talking about them in particular. This talking in general. I'm not stupid. This ain't the game for me. I love my dogs. I'm going to treat my dogs the way they're supposed to be treated. I'm going to breed my dogs for the reason they're supposed to be bred for. If I sell any, they're going to be sold for the reason they're supposed to be sold for. And if I own them, they're going to be, like I said, they're going to be owned for the reason they're supposed to be owned for. To be my family companions, to be my family members, my pets, my loved ones. You know, I can't help what the next brother doing or how the next brother getting down. You know. But over here, we walking that talk. We talking that talk and walking that walk. You know, man, it's just a sad situation because, you know, a lot of good brothers get tangled up in a lot of this stuff, you know, and sometimes brothers don't have anything to do with certain things. Like I said before, man, you have brothers who don't deserve to have these dogs. You know, I can't say that shit enough, man. The same way you got brothers who shouldn't even be in that game. You know, it's certain brothers who just ruin it. Certain brothers that shouldn't be in that street game, you just got it because you got in that street game or that game you got in. It's gonna be some brother that's gonna be doing life in prison. Some brother that's gonna be going to jail doing some kind of time because you gonna get out there moving like a fuck boy. You know, and they gonna have to lay you down. They gonna have to do something to you or hurt you or something. You know, some folk just not made to have these dogs, man. And somebody shit everybody that everybody is equal to have these dogs, and it's not. That's not the case. I can promise you that, man. You know, even in my days, you know, everybody shouldn't have them dogs. They don't know what they got and what situations they in. But I'm about to give you some more of this news. I gave you that first article. Let me give y'all that second article from the same situation. Sumter, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Hey, like I said before, I know a lot of people around here in this South Carolina area. Right here in all these counties. Horry County, Marion County, Sumter County, Dillon County, Florence County. Everybody quiet. Nobody ain't want to call me up. Like I said before, I got old Tom and Rex up there. Old Tom and Rex up there. They gonna make sure I get that news. Yeah, yeah. They gonna make sure I get that news to get to my brothers and sisters down in that chat, man. Y'all hit that like button up. And like I always say, if you want to donate to the channel, hit me up in that super chat or hit me up in the Cash App. You know what I'm saying? $, capital P, Pelican, no spaces. $, capital P, Pelican, capital B, Bay, capital K, Kennel. Pelican Bay Kennel, no spaces, capital P, B, K. You know, if you want to donate to the channel, man. But hey, like I said, I don't feel right giving you that fairy tale and that fantasy stuff. You know, I don't feel right doing it, man. And like I said before, I'm glad I do's my thing. I'm glad I stays in my lane. I'm glad folk, they treat me how they treat me whenever they do treat me some kind of way, you know, because at the end of the day, I can't have no feelings either. You know what I'm saying? I can't have no feelings. At the end of the day, I do too much telling brothers to do the right things when it comes to these dogs. You can have a yard full of dogs. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Why you over there crying about your little 20 and 15 dogs when you got another brother over here, well-known dog kennel, who got well over 100 some dogs and everybody know it, but he ain't involved in the shit you're involved in. You see? How many of my women out there, dog women, got dogs right now today that's enjoying their dogs? Got a lot of dogs. You see, the women not involved in the shit a lot of y'all brothers involved in. So you don't see the women getting dragged into these dog fighting cases. You don't see the women getting dragged into these conspiracy, racketeering, and all that type of cases. Because they're not doing the shit y'all brothers doing. They're doing the dogs like y'all doing, taking care of the dogs or whatever, however. They got the dogs, but they ain't doing all the other shit y'all doing. But y'all learn. It's going to be too late for a lot of y'all. But let's get into this second article, and then we're going to get back into some more of this dog talk exclusive.
Local agencies assisted South Carolina Law Enforcement Division in arresting 2 men who allegedly conspired to carry out ill treatment of animals. Justin Jermaine Rhodes, 35, and Fucron Nelson, 38, were arrested and charged each with 2 counts of conspiracy and 4 counts of ill treatment of animals on Thursday, March 27th, according to Renee Wunderlich, Director of Public Information at SLED. The agency was assisted by Sumter Police Department and Sumter County Sheriff's Office. Using a camera placed adjacent to a wooded area near Goodson Road, both men were observed between February and March, conspiring with 2 or more individuals to coordinate and carry out the ill treatment of animals, according to arrest warrants provided by SLED. Vehicles registered to both men were seen on camera entering the property 10 times, the warrant said. During a search of the property on Wednesday, March 26th, a total of 27 pit bulls were located, all tethered by logging chains, according to the warrant affidavit. 2 of the dogs had open wounds on their front legs, and 1 had scarring on its face and legs. Several dogs were also located throughout the property without food and water, the warrant said. Rhodes admitted to SLED agents they were aware of the conditions the dogs were in and were paid to feed them every 2 to 3 days, the warrant stated. The conditions and overall circumstances caused unnecessary pain and suffering to animals, according to SLED. Rhodes and Nelson were booked at Sumter County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Nelson was given a $2,500 surety bond. No further information on Rhodes was available.
Boy, look at here. And like I said, I really don't know how to bite my tongue. Maybe that might be a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to bite my tongue. But I tell you what, I've been doing, like I said, the news been going down for a few years. Lake City, South Carolina, Sumter, South Carolina. There's always something going down after that. When you hear about Lake City going down, you always hear about another city going down. When you hear about Sumter going down, you always hear about other cities going down. You know, and some of them little small towns around Columbia. Man, listen here, man. Is it worth it? Talking to y'all older brothers that got families, got grandkids, got kids. Is it worth it, my brother? You see, 5 years. You know, you don't want to do 5 years. That's just for one dog. You don't want to have to do 5 years at 50-some years old. You know, now you come home, your daughter about 30 years old. When you left, she was in the early 20s. A lot of things change in that amount of time, man. You know, is a reputation worth that risk? Like I said, man, in my days, you know, when I was a teenager, I may grab my right hand man, I may grab one other person. You know, let's go check these dogs out. At some point, you know, and like I said, with me, things changed for me when I had my daughter. You know, I really slowed down from a lot of the things that I was doing. You know, if I was on 10, then I took it down to about a 7, 6.5. You know what I'm saying? And the more I started realizing, you know, I took it down even further to the point where nothing don't matter no more outside of let's getting this money and my family, it don't matter. All the other shit don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Then you start looking at things differently, like, dang, you wish you wouldn't have did this, or you wish you wouldn't have did that to this person or that person. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, everybody comes to that point in their life where, you know, that other shit, and it just ain't, how can it be worth it? You know, it ain't that, oh, I want to talk down on the dog fighters or any of that type of stuff. Nah, man, I'm just trying to talk to you from a sensible point of view, you know, without tearing you down and saying, oh, you doing something hard like the tree huggers will do. You know, I'm trying to speak to you from the other end, say, yo, is it worth losing your family about? You know what I'm saying? Is it worth being away from your family about? Some of y'all brothers just got home from doing long bids and you still out here effing up. Just got finished for the same thing. And guess what? It's several brothers across this country that I'm talking to. And nobody in particular. I said, just like I said at the beginning, when the shoe fit, you wear it. You can bet your bottom dollar it's brothers who just getting home from that same type of trouble and they're doing the same thing again. How can I feel sorry for you? How can I feel any sympathy for you? You want to say, y'all brothers want to get up here every 5 minutes and say, this person dry snitching, this person snitching, this and that and this and that. Can you take the truth for this 5 seconds real quick? Can you just take this truth? I'm going to give you truth. If I never told you the truth, just give me 5 seconds. You tell on yourselves. Ever since I've been giving this news, you know, doing these things and this dog talk, from what I see, a lot of brothers can't blame it on, you can blame it on somebody, but you tell on yourselves. Man, if I'd have had all them bitches around Sambo shows.
What?
He's got his own money. And baby, when I tell you he's got his own money, I mean the boy has got his own money.
Man, listen, man, them girls would understand why I loved the dog so much back then. You know, to them, they was just a dog. You know, I had one shorty, we had the yellow dog, like I was telling y'all that story, when I met my man with the stuff off the crossroad in the apartments. I had a shorty, we was, you know, living with the yellow stuff in the crib then, and she still didn't know what I was with the dogs. You know, that was when I was a teenager in my my Wild Wild West days. Ask her, did she know? I didn't get no kick out of her knowing what I did. Matter of fact, she might be able to try to scold me for what I did. You need to stop that with that dog. And she might be knew what I did, but she never saw it. I never brought it around her. I never brought the books around her to read them. I never brought any type of paraphernalia around her to read them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. While I'm talking about these dog busts and something, I got another dog bust for y'all brothers I like to forgot about. I got a video for it. I'm showing it. This video right here is coming on after this something thing right. After we finish talking about something. Another dog fighting bust, and it happened in one of them damn states. Y'all gonna see it on the news. You know what I'm saying? We got 3 tonight. You know, like I told you, I'm giving it to you breaking CNN satellites from outer space, man. You know, I mean, everybody, you know, that's one major thing that I see different from the brothers, you know, from certain eras. You know, it's like certain things you would take your old lady to, but that wasn't one of them. You know, sometimes you don't take your old lady when you're going to hang with your boys, watch football at the man cave. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's the same type of thing. You know, I mean, I'm not gonna get. We're not gonna have. Are we gonna have? I mean, the sex might be better if we winning $30,000 or something, or we winning on the show, and yeah, but. For you seeing my dog do something ain't gonna make the sex better. You seeing my dog do something ain't gonna make me get that done. Maybe you seeing me get the money might make me get it. I can come home with the money, you don't know where I got it from. Or I can come around you with the money. I know how to use the money without you being around me. So I mean, like I said, different eras, man. If you brothers don't understand, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I said, a lot of great brothers, you know, get tied up in stuff that they don't necessarily be involved with. But, man, out here in this dog game, you just, you know, I'm going to tell you like an old man told me a long time ago. He said, I mean, how can I trust you when I don't trust myself 100% of the time? You know, and I mean, you know, when you, like I always say, we always say what we will and what we won't do. But when somebody push you to that limit, oh man, I ain't gonna hurt nobody. I ain't gonna hurt nobody, man. I ain't gonna do nothing. But that brother came and he pushed you to that limit, and you did something you didn't even think you was gonna do. Never. You can't even trust yourself 100% of the time. You know, and like I said, man. It's a whole lot easier to keep a brother from getting in trouble than it is to keep get a brother out of trouble. You know? Somebody help me with it, man. Drop down in that chat. Y'all hit that like button up, man. Get that thing to rolling. Hit that share button up. Share the video. You know? It's your one and only. I'm out here tonight. I'm out here today. Like I said, man, big salute to my folk in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Big salute to my folk in South Africa, because they showed me much love as well. You know, Romania. All my folk in Romania, man. Hey, man, I tell you what, it is what it is, man. PBK gonna be connected around the world with folk who like to take care of their dogs, folk that understand. Hey, this is what I need my folk in UK to understand. You know, we don't know what y'all laws is, but being that I do this news around the world, we kind of know that y'all laws is just like ours. No dog fighting. They don't play that shit. If they catch you doing it, you know what it is. You know, I don't know what people get sentenced to over there, but you see our news every day and you see how it go down over here. You know, it's a serious thing over here, you know, and if you paid attention to that news, the first 2 articles, you heard the people say, you know, the dogs if it wasn't in the first two articles, it's gonna be in the next one. The dogs lead to other things in these criminal world. You know what I'm saying? From homicides to drugs to guns to everything. If it ain't that stuff leading to the dogs, it's the dogs leading to that stuff. It's a win-win for them and a lose-lose for you. Especially when you ain't playing mob activities like a mobster. You wouldn't join the Fugazi family and you out here acting like you in the Boy Scouts. But let's get into this other article real quick. This other dog fighting bust. You know where you heard it first. Pelican Bay K9s, dog talking news. See, this better than pedigrees. This better than all them old stories. This that real shit. This that I can feel shit. Like I said, man, y'all hit that like button up out there. Y'all hit that share button up out there. Y'all subscribe to the channel. You know, if you ain't getting notifications, unsubscribe, subscribe back. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers making all them fake pages, come over here and give me some extra subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And stop complaining. You know, at the end of the day, man, let's get into this article and then we're going to get back into some more of this dog talk.
Long Beach Police Department says a man is in custody for possessing equipment. The Humane Society of South Mississippi says it's stepping in to treat more than 10 dogs. Parker Boyd reports.
Come on. Long Beach police say this is the first of several dogs rescued after the arrest of 36-year-old Noah Bridges, who is charged with 1 count of possessing dog fighting paraphernalia.
I have never seen this in Long Beach.
Captain Patrick Craig says Animal Control got a call from a neighbor Monday night informing them of dogs barking at a house in the 600 block of West Old Pass Road. Craig says authorities found Bridges at his home training 19 dogs to fight with the items on your screen.
Small dogs tied up with large chains where they could barely move, collars with large weights on them for weight training, a Jenny mill or a cat mill as it's called.
Captain Craig says the dogs recovered have serious injuries.
Scarring on the face, around the eyes, one had a dislocated shoulder.
That is a telltale sign of that there is dog fighting happening.
Long Beach Animal Control Officer Quentin Denny says rope, chains, and a Jenny mill or treadmill are just some of the items taken out of the home. A neighbor who lives near Bridges was shocked to hear what was happening.
Fighting dogs, that's a travesty. Same thing with drugs. Animal abuse is intolerable.
They'll say hey to you on the street, see you in church on Sunday. Late at night, they're meeting at places, they're meeting up with people, and they're involved in this nefarious activity.
Long Beach police say the dogs will receive shelter, food, and medical attention here at the Humane Society of South Mississippi. Humane Society Development Manager Katie King says the dogs will also undergo a behavioral assessment.
We work closely with all of our local animal control officers in handling these situations. Animal cruelty is a federal felony, and we believe that anyone convicted of these crimes should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Authorities say Bridges is being held in jail on a $15,000 bond, and that the investigation is just beginning. In Long Beach, Parker Boyd, WLOX News Now.
Oh man, listen here. The most my old lady would have said back then, oh, you smell like a dog. You smell like a dog. You must have been out there messing with them dogs, or you must have been out there wrestling with a dog. You coming here stinking. And other than that, man, listen here. She ain't gonna know nothing, dog. And I ain't saying this trying to down nobody, talking no trash. I'm just telling you the difference between then and now. And why you got the results you get now compared to back then, even though the laws were changed, even though the laws were different, you didn't have as many buses as you had back then as you have now. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't because of the laws. It's because of what these brothers is doing. All that shit involved with crack, guns, homicides, racketeering, conspiracy, and all that other stuff. It wasn't involved with all that stuff back then. You know? It's like, if you end the game, like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, whether you understand it or not, and I said this, the first video I ever made, if you are in the dope game and you have pit bull terriers, if you ever get in trouble with the dope, use a damn dog fighter. I don't care how you want to put it. I don't care what you want to see, what you want to say, how you want to feel about it. I'm just telling you, the facts. I'm not saying that you are doing it. I'm telling you what they're going to lock you up for. You get caught with weed, you get caught with dope, you get caught with guns, you get caught with any other crime, and we done even published child support. Brothers getting locked up for child support. Them folk come over there, now they got a bunch of dogs, dog fighting charge. Anything you get locked up for on a humbug, and you got all these dogs, dog fighting charge. You see? That's how it's gonna go. Please don't be mad at me for giving brothers Israel. You know, I ain't do nothing. I haven't did anything no more than what the news did. You know, play it. Hit that play. Press play. Hey, man. You know, hey, I was thinking about this today, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I really had a heart-to-heart sit down and come to grips with things myself today on certain situations. You know, it had nothing to do with the dogs. I'm talking about something else. You know, how folk conduct themselves out here with certain things. You know, I mean, it's getting to the point where, you know, folk just, I keep saying it, folk, and it's gonna always be like this. Folk think, oh, it won't happen to me. Oh, it can't happen to me. Oh, he did something stupid. He did this. Listen, you know, and you seen on that last video, the first ones we got from Sumter with the cameras and stuff. You know, technology is way different than it was back in them days. The things that these officers can do now wasn't thought about back then. You know, we all know that drones been out probably in the 90s. Military was using them, and people probably had them, you know, commercial style, regular residential style. But they wasn't flying the drones and stuff like they doing now. You know, these folk got real technology, you know, where they can, and they using stuff that dog fighters can't compete with. You see what these brothers did to the dog game, that dog game on the other side of the fence? Well, I'm going to tell you why it's ruined. I'm going to tell you one reason why that dog game is ruined in that way that a lot of brothers want it to be. You know? Because the simple fact of the matter that every single person that's getting in trouble with these dogs or getting in any type of trouble and they got dogs, they know that's one of the easy routes out, you know? And I mean, back, say in my days, if we would have had 100 people standing up, right? Not at a show, I'm just talking, we got 100 men standing up in a line, you know? Out of them 100 men, you know, only a handful of them guys would have actually had certain things going on. Even down to the brothers that was slinging that dope and stuff back in the days. They were doing that more carefully than the brothers in modern day time, to the point where they wasn't getting in trouble like in the 90s, how they are now. You know? Everybody, like I said before, everybody want to tote switches. Everybody want to do this. Everybody want to be cowboys instead of being rich boys. You know, our motto was to get rich or get money. Our motto, our songs, and all that stuff from our eras was talking about getting money, making money, spending money. You know, whether it was on a girl, jewelry, other things, houses, land, ranches, horses with the country people. everything was about enjoying life. Now everything is about taking life when it comes to that music. And when you mess one part of society up, you mess the whole part of everything up, man. You know, when you mess this game up, you know, you mess that game up. You mess that game up, and in turns messes another game up. You know, it's just, and the crazy part about it, man, you know, some brothers is never gonna learn. Some brothers is gonna always do certain things. You know, and like I said, my channel is not the channel to try to force you to do anything. We just bring it to the light, let you see it, let you hear it, you know, make the choices for yourself. You know, it's a great big world. There's a lot of things going on out here in this world. Great things going on out here in this world that we can be involved with. Anybody and everybody can be involved with, living their life, enjoying their life, enjoying their family and what they got going on, man. If you got 100 dogs, enjoy your 100 dogs, but you're doing the right things with your 100 dogs. If you got 50, you're doing the right things with your 50, man. You know what I'm saying? Just because you got a boatload of dogs don't mean you're doing something with them, you know? And like I said, we got to keep it all the way real on this channel. You know, we're not going to just try to knock a person because they got no 100 dogs. You know what I'm saying? Dogs accumulate easy. I can keep 2 dogs here, 2 dogs here off a litter, a dog 2 here off a litter, and dogs accumulate easy. Contrary to a lot of law enforcement opinions, a lot of these brothers and these dogs are dog collectors. You know what I'm saying? They may sell dope. They may do something illegal that what they may not supposed to be doing. But a lot of these brothers are dog collectors. Well, I mean, you know, they just like the breed and they collect them. You know, they don't really, not saying that they wouldn't do anything like fight them or something, but they don't do it. Just because they're not really into that. They just end up having a nice dog with a bloodline from the old school or something. You know, and you have them kind of brothers. You know, and it's sad that a lot of great people get tangled up into the web of the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always have to get up here and say it, man. And voice my opinion, speak from the heart. And at the end of the day, like I said, let my words speak for themselves. You know, I'm too valuable to put myself in a situation like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm too valuable to be in a lot of situations. I'm too valuable to myself. I'm too valuable to the people around me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm too valuable to my Lord and Savior because he got a purpose for me here on this earth. You know? So, man, hey, like I said, brothers, like I said, sisters, like I said, people across this world, my folk across this country. Are you going to be in that group of folk that just want to sit around and call names? You just want to sit around and call names, sit around and call names, sit around and call names while all this shit going on in front of you? But like I said, man, you know, just giving my brothers and sisters this news. And when I say my brothers and sisters now, I mean it. The brothers and sisters that take care of their dogs the right way. They ain't going to feed no dog every 2 and 3 days. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to eat every 2 and 3 days, dog? You know what I'm saying? Listen here. I'll give you the best meal you can eat. And then I ain't going to feed you no more 2 or 3 days later. You can eat steak, whatever you want to eat. The best meal, but you're only getting 1 meal and you ain't gonna eat no more until 2 or 3 days later. Is that how you want to eat? Come on, man. Brothers gotta think, man. We talking about living things. You know, forget all the sophisticated stuff. We talking about something that's living that you skipping days on feeding. You know, and I've heard brothers say they feed every 2 days, but to any brother, listen, man. Any living thing, I don't care what it is. If you didn't have it and it was in the wild, I don't care if it's a fish, I don't care if it's a bird, I don't care what it is. It's going to be trying to eat something every single day. I don't care what it is, spiders, ants, every single day. So if you got an ant farm, you make sure they eat. If you got whatever you got, snakes, cats, exotic animals, you make sure they eat every single day. But we know snakes don't eat like that often, you know. And certain animals, when they start getting to stuff like that, don't eat that often, you know. But we talking about dogs, you know what I'm saying? That's like me having a monkey and not feeding my monkey every day. I feed him twice a week. You know what I'm saying? Certain animals, they got to eat like human beings. Or they supposed to eat like humans. They don't got to eat 3 meals a day, but they got to eat at least once a day and have some clean water to drink out of. So check this out, right? Just imagine if brothers don't got clean water and then you're feeding them 2 times or 3 times a week. Or every 2 or 3 days. Every 2 or 3 days, it'd be only 2 times a week. Come on, man. How long a bag of dog food lasts you? That shit should last you 6 months for 1 bag of dog food. You feeding them motherfuckers every 3 days. Step into your big boy shoes, homeboys. Step into them big boy shoes. Like everybody else out here, buying that high-ass dog food for these dogs. Feed these dogs the way they're supposed to be fed. If you can't feed them, get rid of them jokers. Plain out and simple. You can't afford 20, cut down to 10, man. I can't, 20 of them I gotta feed them every 3 days. I get 10 of them, I can feed them every day. No brainer. No brainer. That's why it wasn't no brainer for me to dust through some of these brothers out here back in the days. Some of these brothers out here back in the days, they had the same mentality some of these brothers got now. They ain't bringing in athletes. They wasn't bringing in athletes. You know. That's why I say I call brothers out for that dog show. Whoever want that smoke. Because I know it's brothers out here right now to be talking this trash on some of these channels and they don't even feed their dogs properly. Forget, you ask that what kind of food to feed them. I'm going to tell you what kind of food to feed them. Daily food. Something daily. That's what you feed them. And then you wonder why you on the losing end and why you can't get no dogs with titles or dog. Man, listen here. Everybody don't deserve to have these dogs. Plain out and simple. Big shout out to everybody that's rocking with me tonight, man. Everybody that's rocking with me, no matter, like I say, I have to say day, night, morning, because folk rock with me across this world, and it's different times. You know, different time zones. Big salute to all my real supporters in Conway. You know, big salute to all my real supporters across South Carolina, North Carolina, GA, Texas, Arizona. All my folk across Arizona. You know what I'm saying? All my folk across Nevada. Taking care of these dogs. California. Take care of these dogs. You know? Big salute to y'all brothers that want to block me because I'm talking about certain things you feel like you don't want to hear. But then you want to unblock me to watch your video when you make that news. Like I said before, my brothers and my sisters, all we have here is a game that a lot of brothers got to figure out whether they want to play it or not. You know, everything you heard, all the stuff that we knew we did before, you know, it's not like that no more. You know, it's not like that, man. Even in my days, you know, when I was, you know, in my early 20s, you know, before Michael Vick them and all that stuff, we still felt like we can get in real trouble for getting caught doing that with the dogs. So we moved in that way. We didn't look at it like, oh, is this a pay fine or something? It wasn't no pay fine. It was a pay fine in the early 90s and probably some parts of the mid 90s. But the closer you got to the late 90s, to the 2000s, your ass going to jail. You was going to jail in the 90s. And some, you know, folk give you this story where they got tickets and stuff. And it just different cities and states handle it different ways, you know. But like I said, man, I don't care what you do. You just giving me job security. You know what I'm saying? This is job security for me. Something else to talk about. I could have easily took that Mississippi dog fighting bus and broke that into a whole nother video. I gave y'all 3 different ones in one time, I'm telling you. Sumter County, Dillon County, and Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Jumping off. And like I say, all I do is report it, give it, put it out there. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I wait for the next one to come. It's sad I gotta say that. Wait for the next one to come. I told y'all 6 months ago that shit don't stop. Them pedigrees, they stop. Them war stories, they stop. That dog news, they don't stop. It don't quit. But it's your boy giving it to you the way I always do, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. And remember, like, we gonna get it from first. PB K9s, Dog TV and News, and we out.
Local agencies assisted South Carolina Law Enforcement Division in arresting 2 men who allegedly conspired to carry out ill treatment of animals. Justin Jermaine Rhodes, 35, and Fucron Nelson, 38, were arrested and charged each with 2 counts of conspiracy and 4 counts of ill treatment of animals on Thursday, March 27th, according to Renee Wunderlich, Director of Public Information at SLED. The agency was assisted by Sumter Police Department and Sumter County Sheriff's Office. Using a camera placed adjacent to a wooded area near Goodson Road, both men were observed between February and March, conspiring with 2 or more individuals to coordinate and carry out the ill treatment of animals, according to arrest warrants provided by SLED. Vehicles registered to both men were seen on camera entering the property 10 times, the warrant said. During a search of the property on Wednesday, March 26th, a total of 27 pit bulls were located, all tethered by logging chains, according to the warrant affidavit. 2 of the dogs had open wounds on their front legs, and 1 had scarring on its face and legs. Several dogs were also located throughout the property without food and water, the warrant said. Rhodes admitted to SLED agents they were aware of the conditions the dogs were in and were paid to feed them every 2 to 3 days, the warrant stated. The conditions and overall circumstances caused unnecessary pain and suffering to animals, according to SLED. Rhodes and Nelson were booked at Sumter County Sheriff's Office Detention Center. Nelson was given a $2,500 surety bond. No further information on Rhodes was available.